Yeah! What? 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 Yeah! What?
Hi, this is America's Pastor inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest boxing commentary as he continues on the road to 10,000. Now he's back at it like a crack addict, giving you boxing geekers that work. I want you to put your hands together and give him some love as we welcome the one, the only TDub.
Yeah!
Let's go. Smash that like button. Smash that like. Yeah. Okay.
What?
The fight.
Yeah!
What? Yeah. All right. Yo. What up, it's your boy TDub, Whatsblazing the sports. Guys, I am back at it, fighting this devilish cold virus my kid gave me. But I'm back, and I'm live, and guys, I want to give you guys this boxing work. It happened, right? Years in, I guess, the making, or was this just like, hey, just got to do it. Nothing left. Let's go for it. Kell Brook and Amir finally threw down. Guys, guys. You know, some of the hardcore people came to the channel and they, we do, it's called Who Wins, but pretty much the loser, if you get it wrong, you eat crow. Guys, as you see, I'm TDub. I guess right here. I got the star by my name. I put that there anytime I make a bet, and it's always, not a bet, but a pick, and it's always before the fight actually starts. A lot of times I wait late to do it. Just depends. But listen, man, Kell Brook, American. Part of me saw this being more a closer fight. More, I guess, you know what, more competitive, right? I can't knock the ending. I guess I can see the ending. I can see it going two different ways, knockout, stoppage. But before that happened, I actually saw this fight, pretty competitive, right? I was like I guess R. Kelly. My mind was telling me, actually my mind was telling me Kell Brook, but my emotions was telling me Con. Or, I don't know if it's emotion. I guess it's more so that maybe because I seen Con more and I kind of knew what was coming. So I was like, listen, I kind of want to pull for Con. But if I'm going to bet who's going to win this bout, I have to go with Kell Brook. Guys, man, when they did that last minute face-off between Amir and Kell Brook, basically it's called the final instructions from the referee, right? So you do the face-off out the way in, then you actually do one last stare down, and this is like literally about 10 seconds before you start fighting. When they looked eye to eye, man, I just saw fear. I saw doubt. I saw unsureness in Amir Khan's eyes. I saw Kell Brook was like, you're here. Like, you're here. There is no running. You're here, mate. You're going to get these chocolate brownies. I tell you right now, bro, he was serving up chocolate brownies. And he wasn't even trying to, there was no appetizer, nothing like that. He really wasn't just, playing the boxing game, jab, 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 paint, jab, 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 jab. It was like, if it was a jab, it was bow, bow. Then come that 1-2, bow, bow. Now, let's just go back a little further. I'm calling this fight live. If you haven't seen me call the fight live, guys, you need to subscribe right now. Whenever there's a really big fight coming on, check my channel, right? Hit the notification bell. Even if I don't have an event up and it doesn't look like I'm going live, out of nowhere, I pop up live. Gotcha, right? I give this work. I give you my thoughts. And what I've done in this fight that, to be honest, I haven't done in a long time. Analyze the fighters. Something that I used to do years ago, right? When I used to come first start doing YouTube, I did keys to victory. That's on both sides. But then I did my predictions. I told you why I thought this guy's style, blah, blah, blah. I actually went through it. Now, not as thorough as I used to, but I went through it. And when I went through this, it was just kind of obvious, right? Like, yes, Amir Khan got Bomac, but he had the top of the top trainers. He had, Manny Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach. He had Andre Ward trainer, Virgil Hunter. Now he got Terrence Crawford trainer, Bomac. What could they do or change? If whatever they can do or change, the one thing that will remain the same. Guys, this is mathematics. We got to look at what's the common denominator. That chin. You can change that. If the numerator is changing, cool. All right? But the common denominator is Amir Khan was known for having a weak chin. People joked about it. I joked about it. And if Amir Khan ever hears this, listen, I joke. Nothing against you. I actually, like I said, deep down in my heart, I wanted you to get the win. But when it looked at it, right, took the feelings out of it, right, took who I see more and watch fight more, took that out of it. And I went back to who wanted this more? Who wanted this more, right? I don't know if I even got, let me see. I do. Watch the face-off. Guys, really look at Kell Brook. This is after the weigh-in. Look how Kell Brook has been so assertive. It's like, just look. Just look. Okay? Now look. Look at that. Look at that. Kell Brook is giving it to him. Amir Khan is being reactive. Amir Khan is just talking smack. Kell Brook was like, I'm talking what I like. Kell Brook like the dude that said, no, I'm really gonna hurt you, man. I'm really gonna hurt you. And they really mean it. They really mean it. But you're talking smack back like, you can't hurt this, you can't hurt that, you couldn't hurt a butterfly, you couldn't whip this, you could, that was Amir Khan. But when I saw Kell Brook walk out to this, the music he always come out with, dun 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 dun, right? I think it's a Kanye West joint. He looked focused. He looked ready. I mean, he looked like he rehydrated. Kell Brook looked like he rehydrated to the max. I mean, he was like, Kell was looking like a division bigger than Amir Khan. But focus, remember, when I went back to my keys and victories, I broke down on what I thought, and I had to make a logical pick. You can't pick with your feelings. The only thing that feeling work in nowadays is in actual society, right? I feel, and that can conquer facts. Nowadays, what I feel conquer facts. I feel like you did this. I didn't do it though. Listen, but anyway, Amir Khan loses to people who has timing can counter, right? Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, who am I thinking about? Crawford, Danny Garcia, Lamar Peterson, Canelo Alvarez. There's someone, I think it's total 5-6 now, but it's 5 then. I'm like, okay, the guys that beat him, Kell Brook possesses those things. He possessed timing. He possessed being able to counter. He can box. He may not have Amir Khan speed, but he's not slow, right? But then when I look at what Kell Brook lost to, Amir Khan didn't line up with those. Kell Brook didn't lose because he got outspeed. Kell Brook lost because he got outmanned. He got outpowered. He got outgunned. Triple G, Earl Smith Jr., Terrence Crawford, boom, boom, boom. He got outgunned. I like, listen, Kell Brook. And then what reassured my pick is when Amir Khan, when he was walking out, making that long walk, man, he was like his prayer, his mouth mumbling. He didn't have that look. He didn't have that focus, guys. He didn't have that focus. Man, listen, I called it. First round. Okay, I'm calling the fight. Amir Khan coming out, looking pretty good, right? Winning probably 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the first round. Winning, right? Right? But, man, again, the one thing that was not changed about, see, the thing is, Amir Khan does have speed, right? And he has some success. He was throwing some shots. I saw him trying to go to the body, trying to set up some up top. He had some success against Kell Brook. Had some looping hooks where he went down and come up that landed. But everything that landed on Kell Brook is like it didn't phase him. The flush shot, boom, it didn't phase him. He was literally like the Terminator, right? Boom, 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 right? Put shots at him. Right, just taking in each shoulder, right? Boom, just keep coming forward, right? That was Kell Brook. To be honest, Amir Khan wasn't trying to exchange. When he did stand a little bit, it's because he was getting trapped. And he was like, okay, let me see what I can do right here for a minute. Let's talk about some flaws that Amir Khan did. One, his attack. If you go back and think about that fight, when Amir Khan was attacking Kell Brook, how did most of the attacks end? How did it end? Was somebody almost under a headlock, somebody getting tied up, they locked up, Kell Brook hitting. When Amir Khan attacked Kell Brook, hitting or missing, because Kell Brook started making him miss a lot. Amir Khan smothered his punches. When you get done throwing punches and you're tired, you're the one that initiated, and you're the one that's tied up with somebody, and you're the one that don't get the chin, that means you're smothering your punches. Okay, let me make sure this is working. Okay, I think we're okay. Okay, I think we're good. We're good. You're smothering your punches. That was one. That was a mistake. Two, the same rhythm, right? The same, right? The same. Listen, Amir Khan got sloppy over time. He didn't use distance well, and he countered through the same rhythm combinations. But guys, listen, Amir Khan did not want to get knocked out by Kell Brook. He did not want to get knocked down by Kell Brook. I'm going to give Amir Khan this credit right here. Because when he was taking them shots, I mean, Kell Brook was like, he was trying to deliver everything FedEx fast, you know, on Amir Khan, right? Just everything was just, bah, bah, right? I mean, just digging shots. It's like everything that Kell Brook threw hurt him, right? Even in the very last round, I believe it might have been the 6th round, a jab. It was a jab. And I think they both threw jabs. I could be wrong. I think they both threw jabs around the same time. It was a jab. Hit Amir Khan. Wobbled. The truth is, Amir Khan never recovered from the first round. He was doing great 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Kell Brook hit that man with a 2-piece and the biscuits with the hot sauce. Had him literally moments from going down. Bell rings, right? Amir Khan come back. I thought Amir Khan had a good second. I thought he had a good second round. Third round, in trouble again. Actually, ever since then, man, it was literally Tom and Jerry, but this was where Tom was having his way. This wasn't a cartoon version where Tom tried to catch Jerry and Jerry always pulling a fast one over him or making him step on a loose board and smacking himself in the face. This wasn't that. This was the version that Tom wanted. This was the red pill that Tom wanted. You know, the real where Tom can trap Jerry and give him that work, right? Trapping her, right? You ain't going nowhere, champ. And Kell Brook was literally going out there trying to take his head off. Moments before they stopped the fight, I said, you know what? If this is probably anybody else, they probably stopped this fight. Because even though Amir Khan didn't drop, Kell Brook was hitting that dude with some stuff. Kell Brook was laying some timber, some lumber on that boy. Moments later, they stop it. You know, Amir Khan did the best thing possible afterwards, gave it up to Kell Brook, better man. You know, I can't knock that. Kell Brook, you definitely know this is what he wanted, right? I mean, he was in the cameras, right? He's screaming, he's hyped because even though I predicted Kell Brook to win because his style, his skill, it's not what. See, Amir Khan doesn't match up with that well. Amir Khan does well against people who cannot handle speed. Amir Khan got 2 kryptonite. People that have timing and people that can punch. Or timing and his chin. But guys, Kell Brook destroyed, dominated. Should have changed to dominated, right? Savagely dominated Amir Khan in the boxing ring, right? Just people call it a good fight. It really wasn't. It was. If they would have let it go on, it would have been almost a massacre. It wasn't even a balanced fight. To me, a good fight is a balanced fight. To me, not just because you got 2 fighters you like are from the UK in the same ring, that doesn't make it a good fight. It make it maybe a good matchup, but it's not a good fight. Once they actually are fighting, that makes it, was it a good fight or not? Really wasn't a good fight. It was a one-sided beatdown. And the way that this fight went down, this fight did way more better for Kell Brook than if it was a close fight. Let me explain. See, if this was a close fight, you know, where they You know, people just would have judged like, they both passed the time, they both did pretty good, and you know, one of them just got the win over another. They would have got the nod, you know. But I don't think it would have pushed them up like that. But because Kell Brook just straight dominated, right? Just dominated. Amir Khan walked him down, looked a lot more massive in there, right? People are starting to say that Kell Brook would beat Terence Crawford. Look, guys, if you think because Kell Brook went out there and punched the guy on the chin that is not known for having a chin and was able to hurt him, you can't compare what he would have done against Terence Crawford. It just doesn't make sense. It's not the same. If the fight happens again, and it might even happen again, because Terence Crawford said, listen, he got so much love in the UK that he might go there and fight one day. Maybe they will do a rematch. Maybe this will pump up, you know, Kell Brook and family to do it again. I am betting on Terence Crawford again. Terence Crawford, it's not Amir Khan. Terence Crawford has a chin, has timing, just don't rely on speed. Very unorthodox. I got Terence Crawford. But this is not that video. Let's keep talking. What Kell Brook done to Amir Khan, because the way he done it, it opened up those doors. It opened up those thoughts, right? And maybe right now, maybe the Terence Crawford fight might be a little stretch right now. Maybe that might be a limousine right now. Might be a little stretch. But if Kell Brook can watch his weight now, Keith Thurman is a name that comes to many people's eyes. Keith Thurman taking on Kell Brook. And to be honest, guys, it's a good matchup. That's a good fight. Now, the one thing that can make it difficult is I think Keith Thurman might want too much. Let me explain. Keith Thurman, in my opinion, feels like he's possibly the A side over Terence Crawford. Because when they asked him about fighting Terence Crawford, he's like, well, Terence Crawford might outbid himself, might price himself out, he might want too much money. I'm like, Terence Crawford is the A side. Keith Thurman had his time. Keith Thurman was the A side. He's still a relevant name in the welterweight division and the sport of boxing. He still is. But right now, Terence Crawford is an A side over Keith Thurman. And he's already talking about how it would be a difficult thing with Terence Crawford pricing himself out against him. How would Keith Thurman, what would he ask for versus Kell Brook? What would he ask for? Now, some people say that, you know, maybe they do a catch weight. Nope, won't happen. Won't happen. If Keith Thurman is making all these tough things for Terence Crawford, Keith Thurman is going to for sure say, listen, I'm a welterweight. I'm fighting at 147. He wants to fight me. It's going to be 147. Not 148. Not 149. He's going to fight one time at 147. And I can't really argue with that. Because if Keith Thurman want to make his mark right now at 147, he really don't have any reason or benefits or to gain outside of making a good matchup of fighting Kell Brook anything north of 147. He shouldn't have to do it, which is why I don't think it's going to be a catch weight, which is why I'm saying Kell Brook, if that's going to be a fight that they should target, and I think they should. I think Kell Brook and his team needs to look at that as a possible option, because it is a big fight for him, especially if he wants to expand his market in the USA. And I think the fight should take place in the USA. I don't even trust the decision if Thurman went over there and fought in the UK. I'm just saying it, guys. We've seen a lot of crooked decisions. I'm just saying it. But I think I would like to see Kell Brook manage his weight. Because when I look at his options, can he go up to 154? Absolutely. But he don't have quite the big fights at 140 at 154 that he would have at 147. So let's look at the people at 147 that he can match up with either for a first time or possibly matching with them in a rematch. Earl Spence Jr., because if he beats Keith Thurman, that will put him back, and that's a rematch, right? But let's keep going. Earl Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, Kell Brook, timing. Danny Garcia, timing. Both guys can knock. That's one. He most likely would stay away from Virgil Ortiz, Boost Innings. Probably stay away from them guys. But Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Ugas, them guys, listen. Especially if he can win some of those fights or make a really good account for himself on them fights, I think he just have a better financial and big fight capability is at 147. Going up to 154, there's some big fights, but it's just outside of fighting Jamel Charlo, I don't really think there's nothing bigger up there for him at 154 outside of continuing his career. But guys, let me throw this in there before we go. Before this fight happened, there was talks that Floyd Mayweather talked to Amir Khan and Kell Brook about potentially fighting one of them, the winner, after this. Many people wanted to see Amir Khan fight Floyd Mayweather for years. Floyd Mayweather even did a poll where he had Amir Khan and Marcus Maidana. Amir Khan won, and he still fought Marcus Maidana. People believe that the speed of Amir Khan would give Floyd Mayweather trouble. My boy Johnny, a.k.a. the Destroyer, he wanted to see it so bad. He probably still want to see it right now. But Amir Khan didn't win. Kell Brook won. And guys, listen, this is an interesting matchup right now. How do you see this? Saturday night's Kell Brook versus current 43, maybe 44, possibly year-old Floyd Mayweather. Kell Brook beat Amir Khan. Floyd Mayweather, who fought Logan Paul. Guys, listen, interesting matchup. Definitely food for thought. But I did put up an article. Did not get a chance to check it out yet. But I knew they talked some about it. And what made me want to pull this up before I went live is they talked a little bit about this. Speaking of Kell Brook in this camp, talked a little bit about Floyd Mayweather and the post-fight press conference. So I pulled this article up. I don't know a lot about it, but let's see if we can dig anything good. Kell Brook sets out demands for Floyd Mayweather fight after stoppage of Amir Khan. The only reason he would mention Floyd Mayweather is if Floyd Mayweather says something that is something he might do. Brook has admitted if the money is right, he would be willing to return to the ring after his victory over Khan, after previously attempting to entice Mayweather to an exhibition. So is it that he might fight Floyd in an exhibition, or will he be able to lure Floyd out in a real fight? That is big. Kell Brook would demand millions to return to the ring after beating Amir Khan. As his trainer suggests, Floyd Mayweather could be next. The British star settled his rivalry with Amir Khan last night. Let's see. If the millions are out, I will fight because I'm a prize fighter. At the end of the day, Brook said after defeating Khan. Not a whole lot about this, guys, but listen, that's an interesting matchup. Floyd Mayweather fighting Kell Brook. Would that be the fight that would entice Floyd Mayweather to go over to the UK? And now, if it's an exhibition, possibly in Dubai, possibly, but I don't believe Floyd Mayweather would do it on the record by traveling to the UK. I just think decisions, to get that mark, to give Kell Brook that mark on his record, I don't think that's something Floyd would do unless he done it in the USA. But guys, that's food for thought. It's your boy TDub Blazing the Sports. What do you think about Keith Thurman versus Kell Brook? If it happens, who wins, what weight class, and why? What do you think about Floyd Mayweather potentially fighting Kell Brook at his age now, exhibition or on the record. Guys, this has been your boy TDub. I am the host and creator of Whatsblazing the Sports. And as always, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Hit the notification bell. Oh my gosh. So you don't miss a minute. So you don't miss a second of this work. And I'm out. My boy, American Pastor Travel, please do me a favor. Take us out.
Hi, this is America's Pastor inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest boxing commentary as he continues on the road to 10,000. Now he's back at it like a crack addict, giving you boxing geekers that work. I want you to put your hands together and give him some love as we welcome the one, the only TDub.